Hey everybody, it's Margaret, Texas Gal Treasures, and I have got my friend Neil Lassen here today. Hello, Neil.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm doing very well.
Doing well, good.
If you guys don't know, Neil is the founder, creator,
Co-founder, me and a
co-founder
business partner. Yep,
of Merch Informer. No, it's not
that's
Merch Research anymore, or is it Merch? Or is both?
so it's technically both because Merch Research kind of integrated. That's like the free tool that Chris came out with. It's now on our website.
Yeah, cool. So I get to meet you in person just in Denver recently.
Well, last week, right?
Yes, yes.
My time's still looking. Yeah, last week in Denver. That's fun.
Yeah, it was. So Merch Minds meet up with Glenn and Young, and we got to speak at a conference there, seminar. I don't know what they're calling it, but it was really good. And your presentation was really good.
Thanks.
Yeah. So I know they're gonna do something with the footage. So I'll let you guys know when Young and Glenn have the footage.
Replays, I think.
Yeah. No, I'm not using OBS today because I haven't figured out how to use OBS with another person. So
OBS is awesome, but I'm still learning it too. Because
yeah.
I just started doing the YouTube videos and such.
I'm gonna have to put your channel down there. I did see some come out from you, but I haven't, linked your channel, so I will. No, but
Cool.
I haven't figured out. I know you can do it with multiple people, so we can, because I know they can't see both of us. I'm just using Google Hangouts. That's all. Okay, so you've got a tool called Merch Informer. Do you want to just give them a quick rundown of what it is in case they are new and don't know what it is?
So if you've been living under a rock, Merch Informer essentially is how you can take keywords or find keywords rather to come up with ideas for Merch by Amazon based on what customers are actually spending money on. So from my own experience doing Merch by Amazon, I didn't want to create a bunch of designs that no one is actively looking for or actively, taking out their wallet and paying. So I wanted to find what niches people spent money on, and then I wanted to come to the table with something better. So we created Merch Informer to essentially help with the entire process of coming up with the ideas to sending them off to your VA and basically getting your shirts ranked in Amazon.
Yeah, okay. And then before I started using it, I was using Merch Research, which is a great tool too if you don't use the paid version of Merch Informer. But if let's say you were me just starting out and you're like, I'm not paying for that. So what would you say is like the top 1 or 3 benefits for using Merch Informer rather than just the free tool that you've got?
So one, the free tool Merch Research essentially is exactly what I was doing previous to building this tool. So I'd sit on my desk and I'd look around my desk and be like, okay, there's a knife on my desk. So I type in, knife t-shirt. So if you were to type that into Merch Research, it would open up a page with all the results for knife t-shirt. So then what I would do is I would open every single link, every single one on the first, I don't know, maybe 5 pages, right? So I'd have like hundreds of tabs open. Because what I found was maybe the front page might be ranking, there might be some sales there, but on like maybe the 5th page, there's a shirt that was ranking for, it had knife t-shirt in the title or something, but it actually was selling a lot better than the shirts on the front page because it was optimized for another keyword. So I wanted to build something that would show you, if you typed in knife t-shirt by BSR, what is actually selling best. So it would pull up, maybe the shirt on the 5th page. So Merch Informer essentially is going to show you in order what's selling. And then you can actually look at, without opening up hundreds of tabs, what keywords did they use in their description, their title, their bullet points, and kind of figure out why it's selling the way it is.
See, I didn't know that. That's how I felt the whole time you were talking. I was like taking notes in Denver. I was like, I didn't know that. And I have your tools. And I'm like, okay, I didn't. Because that's how I did it. Like to start, I would open up all the tabs and I just figured whatever showed up on the first page was like the best.
Right. Well, yeah, because, here's the thing. This is exactly what I'm saying though, because like if you search for knife t-shirt, something on the front, everything on the front page is probably selling, right? But I wanted to see what would be selling better, because if the front page is a BSR of like 1 million, I know that, it might get a sale here and there.
Yeah.
But if something on the 5th page, the 6th page is actually selling in 50K, I want to take a look at why is that on the 5th page for a knife T-shirt?
Yeah.
It's probably not optimized for that keyword. And 2, like how are they selling so much better than the other shirts, and what can I do to mimic that kind of sales trajectory?
Yeah. Okay, so that's one. Did you have any other like this is why?
This is
that's the main. I mean, that's the main thing. I'm sure.
I was spending so much time sitting there opening links. Like I run an affiliate business, and I literally sat at my computer for 5 to 6 hours a day, just like thinking of random keywords to type into Amazon, and I'm like, I need to cut down on this time because I have other things I need to do.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that's essential. I mean, that's the core reason we built it, is to save time.
So, okay, I had some questions, but I'm going to screenshot it. Okay, I'm going to screenshot merch research. Can I screenshot my dashboard, or is that like a no-no?
Oh, yeah, you can do that.
Okay. Because I do that in my videos, but I never ask permission. So. I figured they would see it and go, what's that? That's awesome. I want that. Okay, so this is like the free, like I show in some of my videos where I type in, I want, knife shirt, and open up all the tabs. But if you log in, even back here, there's like all of these like blogs and resources. I mean, there's a ton of stuff, which I don't always take advantage of. And then also here, like all these videos, I was like, oh gosh, you're probably just going to say, there's a video on the first page, Yeah,
I can. So we've gone through so many renditions of like Merch Informer. Some of those videos probably look a little bit different than what Merch Informer currently looks like, but they're pretty similar.
Well, I got to be honest, because I get where I use certain tools and that's it. So I was like, I better start poking on some of these buttons before I talk to you. So, so I'll know, because I just use the same ones. But okay, let me flip it back over. Wait, where'd it go? Oh, this is it. Okay. But there's a ton like along the side here. Like this, which one was I looking at today? Advanced Competition Checker. I'd never played with that before, and I was like, wow, I'm really missing out.
Yeah, that's kind of going to give you the scope of a niche, just based on, what kind of shirts. It's going to tell you like how many shirts, right there, as you can see, that have it in the phrase and the title versus the features, and kind of how easy it would be to rank for certain terms. So
yeah, let's say I'm going to do like a dog fart shirt. You can see here I was putting like beer runner. Well, you can see how many shirts have dog fart in the keywords and phrases. So that gets an A. So if I wanted to do a shirt on that, that might be a good choice. Not a lot of competition.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, next question. What would you say are the most useful tools on Merch Informer?
Number 1, probably the Merch Hunter, because what that's going to do, you can go in there every day. If you don't put in a keyword, you just like log into Merch Hunter and click go, as I'm sure you're about to see here.
Yeah, I'm going to click on it.
And just hit search. You must be using a pretty small screen.
I'll make it bigger.
There we go. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
So if you just hit search, this is going to show you the best-selling shirts, because you have top 100 picked, the best-selling shirts on Amazon at any given time. So you can come in here, you can look at what is selling, and then if you just pick a random shirt, like
not the M&M shirt.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. If you go to the right-hand side and you see that little clock-looking button, right below
this one here. Okay.
Yeah, so you click that, and what that's going to do is it's going to show you kind of how that shirt got to where it is. So this is going to be like the historical BSR and price history. And what I always come in here and I see, 1, what's trending, so I know what's popular on Amazon. But 2, you can see the strategies that some of the top sellers are using to actually sell their shirts. So a lot of the time, not on this shirt, but a lot of the time you're going to see that they're going to either start their price off really, really high, or they'll start their price off really, really low. And you can kind of see what the BSR did. And a lot of the time, they're going to, once it gets to a low enough BSR, they'll bump the price, and their BSR just keeps dropping. So you can go in and see what top sellers are doing and kind of try to edge out just a little bit more money per t-shirt sold. Okay, so since I'm not a computer girl, so this what this means is like this is when they first like put it on. It's basically going to show you like the last month. And so the lower it gets down here is better. Right, that's the more sales. So lower BSR, more sales, and then the top line, that you can see just kind of, that's the price of the shirt.
That's their price. So it was up here back in September, and then it took off, and now it's like, yay! It looks like it should be the opposite of that, but that's good.
Yeah, that's what so many people are like, you should inverse the graphs, but I don't know, just in my mind, I'm like, lower BSR, more sales.
No. Yeah. Don't dumb it down for people. That's my thing. I'm like, no, people need to learn how to read graphs.
Yeah, I'm kind of, I don't want to disagree with people, but I'm kind of in that opinion as well.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Once you figure it out, once you know it. I'm a big don't dumb it down kind of girl. So unless it's too hard. But okay, so that's one thing. And the thing is, like Mike Peterson, I don't know if you know him, Treasure Gnome.
I do, yeah.
So when he does his Let's Make a Shirt Together, sometimes he goes fast, and I've seen him pull that up. And I meant to message him, like, where are you seeing these graphs? Because some of them look like this, and and then he gets ideas. And I've never used it.
The funniest thing is, when was Eclipse? Like a month or two ago?
Yeah.
But, so some of the top shirts, they were making $40K a week. And there was one guy who had like the third best selling Eclipse shirt on Amazon, priced at $11.54, and he never changed it. He was selling thousands of them, and he probably made like $100 total because he never changed his price.
That's nuts, right?
He could have pocketed $50,000.
Yeah, because wasn't there a lady that made enough to like redo her kitchen?
I talked to someone in Seattle who made $40K a week off Eclipse.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine?
I'm like, that is some serious money.
Oh my, honey, we're getting that truck, right? My husband wants a truck so bad. Okay, so that's one thing. Is there another tool here? I'll flip it over so we can see again. Or is there another one? Because that's one I haven't been using.
There's a few. I probably use the favorites every day. I mean, because that's how I organize everything for the VAs I hire. But I don't know if you have anything or not. Yeah, so you can go in, you can create like these organizational trees, and then download these product lists, which I just fire off to a designer or a VA.
See, I did this today.
Okay.
And here's how I was using it. I was looking for shirts that had a pretty good rank, but that were not a great design. Sorry if you're watching and these are your shirts. But
exactly. So I go through and I find anything, because the designers I hire, I send them links to Amazon. That's all I do. And what they do is I basically explain to them during the hiring process, like, I want you to be the creative person in this relationship. I'm not very creative when it comes to designing. I'm going to send you links from Amazon, and I want you to create your own version. I don't want it to look similar at all. I mean, just use the same kind of idea. So if the shirt says like dog lover, use that, but come up with a completely different design. And that's kind of that. That's how I send off lists and keep designers straight. But other than that, probably the keyword finder.
Okay, let me pop that out again.
If you really don't know, if you sit down and you're like, I don't know where to start, I can't think of any keywords.
Oh yeah, I have used that for this.
Yeah, so if you just go in there, just hit search on that one. If you just type in I am and hit search.
I am.
Yep, and just hit search. And what this is going to do is it's going to go out to Amazon. It's going to bring back all of the auto-suggest keywords. So Amazon, big data company, they know that, what key. So if you're typing I am, they know kind of what they want to suggest in order to make more sales. So you can come in here, and if you go to I am a cat, so all the way to the right, and just click the details button.
Details.
It kind of just tells you about that. Should be popping up here. Yeah, there you go. So it'll tell you kind of, estimated monthly sales. It'll do a quick trademark check. It'll show you all the related keywords for the things that are selling. So this is really good if you have no idea what you want to be making shirts about. But it's also really good because you know that Amazon's recommending these keywords because they lead to more sales. But,
okay, so I need to ask you about this.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I am a cat. If I make a shirt that says I am a cat,
right.
how is like unicorn and rainbows and lesbian?
So all of those related keywords are basically coming from shirts that are already ranking.
Okay.
So if you go back and you just like X out of that, and I think at the Denver conference, you're like, I didn't know it did that. If you just if you hit the product search button there, it'll bring it over into the product search.
Or is this where I'm like putting two things together, like a unicorn cat.
No, it'll bring over the keyword that we just saw, and you can see what's ranking, selling the best that has that in the features or the description. No, people are just keyword stuffing everything lately.
In the world, be yourself, unicorn, quote, cat, dog, pug, LGBT gay. What the beep? Okay.
Dude, so if you go back to the keyword finder real quick.
Okay.
The way I like to use this, that I know a lot of people probably aren't using, is I'll type in, I am, and I'll just scroll down and I'll look at the keywords and phrases, and I'll use this as kind of my beginning niche list. So I see unicorn in there, I see immigrant, I see beautiful. So I won't pull the whole phrase. I'll just pull certain aspects of these niches that I know Amazon is basically saying, like, these niches get sales.
Right, so breast cancer survivor.
Exactly. So then I would take that and kind of dig down and see what's selling for that keyword rather than the whole phrase that it's recommending here. So I kind of use it as like a niche list.
I am crazy for Jesus. Yeah, I mean, that's totally, I don't even know what DedSec is. I don't
either.
I'm not going to click on it.
I don't know if I should say that. DedSec. Maybe it's something I should know. I'm going to look it up.
I have a feeling like this will be one of those things if I click on it and it's not appropriate.
It's a secret hacking collective. Okay.
Oh, okay. All right, so we've got 43 people viewing. Hi, everybody. And there are some questions that have popped in, so I'm going to see if we can answer some of those before we jump into some that I have prepared.
Perfect.
I see. Let's see. Okay. Oh, Tammy Talk says she had it for a while, but found it difficult to use. I think if we show more like how it's useful, you might change your mind. Yeah.
If you had it a few months ago, it's probably way slower. We upgraded to use our own databases, so now all the searches are pretty much instant. So it's a lot faster.
Jacob, hey Jacob, is asking, what is a good way to use Merch Informer for evergreen designs?
For evergreen designs, basically what I just told you with going through the keyword finder, and then I take part of Jesus, right? Yeah. Evergreen year round. So I just take Jesus and I bring it back into like the product search or whatever, and I would see what kind of is selling there, and I would kind of niche down from there.
Yeah, yeah. And I get that. I get questions a lot about people wanting more evergreen designs. I think people are getting tired of chasing trends all the time.
And that's pretty much all I focus on, though, because trends are great if you can actually hit them. But sometimes, I put up a ton of Halloween shirts. And, they sell, but nothing's, like, taking off.
Yeah.
So trends can kind of be a bummer, too.
I think I have a couple Halloween shirts, but nothing, meh. Let's see. Amber says, I feel like I'm not using Merch Informer correctly, but I see the value. I'm trying to learn. And I'm going to be doing more of the, like, let's make a shirt together, where I'll show how I'm using Merch Informer, and I'll use more of the tools. Like
two things to that. One, if you go to the blog, the Merch Informer blog, there is like, there's a article called like the 20K case study. Read that, because that goes over a lot of the tools. And then my girlfriend's case study that I do every month uses a lot. It kind of explains how, because everyone uses Merch Informer a little bit differently. Yeah. And I don't want to tell you like this is the way to do it or this isn't the way to do it. But that's kind of how she uses it. Is a lot of those articles are going to include kind of a walkthrough.
So I can make sure I show people where it is.
Yeah, so if you log out, because the back end is kind of separate from the front end.
Isn't it always? Nothing. Oh my gosh, so inappropriate.
Yeah, so the top there.
Okay, blog. There it is, blog.
Yeah. And then right there is there was someone who told me the other day, they were like, I think that picture on the blog for your girlfriend's case study is very inappropriate. Sorry if anyone's watching that, but
she's free.
Exactly.
Look how free I am. I don't even have to wear a top. I'm so free.
Yeah, so this is basically where I write out guides. The Etsy integration, if you haven't done that, you should hop on that, because that's doing really well for me and my girlfriend. I know a lot of other people are making sales too.
If you haven't started, I have a link down below where you can get 40 free listings on Etsy if you open up a new shop. So
yeah, so I basically write about all the different kind of methods that I'm trying out or marketing techniques, and a lot of the information about how to use Merchant Former, how I do it personally, is in there as well.
Cool. Okay, so there's some things I need to go. That's the thing, that there's so much information there. I know I'm not taking advantage of it all. So, okay, back in the chat, I'm looking again for why, okay. Why aren't you making, I think, Oliver, maybe, because he's asking about why aren't you making the trademark check more intelligent? I think that's really hard. People find ways to slip through the cracks.
We are, well, there's two-faceted kind of answer to that. One, we are redoing it. And two, because basically the way it works now is if something has a registration mark and a serial number, we're going to mark it as unsafe no matter what category it's in. And that's mainly because, for example, the example I like to give is Apple, right? If someone's not familiar with the company Apple, it doesn't matter if it's trademarked for shirts or not.
Yeah.
If they make a shirt about the company Apple, they're still going to get screwed over. They're going to get a strike against their account. So basically when we mark it unsafe, it's kind of like a, hey, you should go look into this sort of thing.
Right. Just a little red flag, like just in case.
Exactly. But I mean, that's why we do it the way we do it currently, is because for the example I just gave for the big companies.
I mean,
you'd rather be safe than, than get a strike against your account.
Be overcautious than say, oh, it's clear, you're fine, and then it's not fine. And then you have more people mad.
The reason we built it in the first place, though, is I've been doing merch by Amazon for 2 years now. What I found is I'd put up a shirt and it would sell well, or like an evergreen shirt sold once in a while, and then 14 months down the line, someone trademarks it, and if they report me to Amazon, even though that I was up first and legality aside, they don't want to take the risk, so they're just going to take my shirt down, and then I have a strike against my account.
Yeah.
So I wanted some way to kind of keep tabs on that and make sure.
See, I don't use that either.
You should.
I know. I'm trying to think of how I can go back and put in all my stuff retroactively.
Yeah, just type in like the main phrase on the shirts and just go through and add each of the main phrases.
Okay. Let's see. I'm going to come back, Oliver. I'm not sure I understand some of these. Keyword check. Lots of keywords. Okay, I'll have to send this to Neil because this is, I think, a little more codey stuff. I'm going to send it to him now so he can look over it later and answer those ones. Sorry.
If I'm looking up here, I have a monitor behind me because I'm on my laptop. So.
Okay. Because all right. Boom, there. So, because I don't understand some of it, so I'm like, I don't even know what that means, but okay. All right, let's see, another question. Okay, I think we got that one, Jacob. Maybe you asked it again after I got to it.
Yeah, for what you just sent me, I basically just explained like why we do it. Don't put t-shirt if you're looking up keywords, right? Don't put t-shirt in your keywords. Type in the actual phrase you're using. So, dog lover, or don't include the t-shirt when you're looking up trademarks, because the trademarks aren't going to include t-shirt. Yeah,
because that'll be later, like under goods and services, it'll be marked for
right, exactly.
Okay. I'm looking. What do you do when a design really starts selling?
So basically what I do, hold on, got something in my headphone. Basically what I do is when I'm doing my research, I send off a list to a designer that's a bunch of different niches, right? So I try to get kind of really, really broad niches. And then once I get those designs back and I upload them all, if one of them really starts taking off, then I will take a look at that design, kind of try to figure out why it's taking off, and then just absolutely flood the niche. So if I did 100 designs, 100 different niches, and one shirt starts selling 10 a day, I'll probably upload 100 shirts for that niche and just try to just flood the results with my own shirts.
Right. Okay. And that's the thing too. I was looking at some of my shirts and I was seeing a pattern of, oh, well, this particular niche has been selling a lot. I really should focus on making more of that, right?
Exactly. And it works though. Like I had I had one design that was doing pretty well, and I just had my designer spin off like 15 variations of the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And within a week or two, the other one started selling as well. So it's free money if you have the slots available. It's not really something you can do if you have 10 to 25 slots, but
Yeah, yeah.
if you're up there.
Let's see. Neil, okay. On your Etsy integration, do you hide Printful or advertise that they are your supplier? Because
You have to say that they are your like print partner, because
yeah.
they want to make sure that you are as transparent as possible, or they can just easily take you off the platform.
Well, I mean,
So go ahead.
I mean, like, I know you have to put that they're your production partner, but there's a way that you can hide it from your buyer. Like,
I don't hide it.
Yeah, I don't hide it
I don't
either.
hide. I tell them in the actual listing itself, like each shirt I'm putting up, I have it in my like about me section. Like I want to be just transparent so Etsy doesn't kick me off, because sales are rolling in, and I don't want to lose that channel.
Yeah, I mean, Etsy gives you the option of turning it off so they know, but your buyer doesn't. But I'm just thinking, why would you not want your buyer to know? You know?
Yeah.
What's the
and they're super into like they need you to say like, oh, this is handmade, or you do the designs yourself. Like if you basically say, oh, I outsource my entire business, like they're gonna be like, well, then get off my platform. We don't want you here.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to play it safe.
Yeah. Let's see. Amber's asking, how many times have you been on the 100 bestsellers list? Ooh, that's a good question.
Oh, top 100? Maybe once. I've cracked top 1,000 plenty of times, but top 100 maybe once.
Nope, never.
I usually have a bunch of shirts that do okay. That's kind of my entire strategy. Is when everyone else is going after, oh, this shirt's selling 10,000 shirts a month. I'm like, I'd rather have 8,000 shirts selling one a month, because then I get the full spread and I'm not competing with anyone.
Yeah,
exactly. I generally look at like 100K to 300K BSR for the niches that are doing well. But I've started to actually look a little higher than that, because now it seems like a lot of people are doing that. And I have enough slots where I can just, if something sells once a month, I'm happy.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm the world's okayest merch seller.
There you go.
Okay. There are a few more. I'm going to try to grab the questions from the chat because the people are here. Hey. Has Amazon ever told you that one of your designs was already copyrighted?
No. I've had people file reports against me, not too many, and then we usually end up fighting it out. And
do you win, or did you just take them down?
I took down a few. I'm like, these isn't worth it. But I mean, there are some that are so completely different that no one would confuse the two, and I'm like, I'm not going to let this go, because this is ridiculous. So then, we end up fighting it out, or I file counter DMCA, or it usually gets sorted out eventually.
And then, wow, some of these questions are tougher than I know how to answer. Why does the estimated sales number for the same shirt are a lot different every day? Today, one shirt has 33 estimated sales. When I check back tomorrow, it's 2.
So the estimated sales are based on the BSR, and since BSR is constantly changing, and our database gets updated currently once a day. So if you go in and the BSR is like 100K, that's around one sale a day. So it's probably going to say like 30 estimated sales for the month. But if you come in tomorrow and the BSR is updated and it says like 1 million and it's dropped, then that estimation is going to relate to the BSR, which is why you should be clicking on the little, what do you call it?
The chart thingy.
Yeah, exactly. The clock, the little clock icon to see, because then you can see, okay, is this a steady seller, or has it sold once and it just kind of tapered off?
Right. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to start doing that. Good. Okay. Richard says there's a lot of hostility from sellers on Etsy for using Printful. Well,
that's true. I was reading some of those yesterday. People are not happy.
I mean, I guess if they want you to screen print them yourself, and.
But hey, at the end of the day, I don't care, because if I'm gonna, if my customers are happy, and I'm making money, I'm happy.
I mean, yeah, that's
business.
Yeah, and then people will see, if you put in your description that you use you know, Printful's printing, or I
Right.
lovingly screen print everyone myself, you know? Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I sell on Etsy, but I don't do handmade stuff. I sell vintage stuff, but yeah. Yeah. Um, okay, how do you handle, this is O Spears, how do you handle overthinking or being overwhelmed by starting? I think that's my problem with so many t-shirts and niches. I really don't know where to start.
I don't really have that problem because I go in with like one goal. And my goal is like, I want to find 10 shirts today to send to my designer, or I want to find one shirt. And then my, sub goal is I want to find 10 shirts in this BSR range. So I know that, those 10 shirts in these niches are actually selling. People are taking out their wallet and paying money for them.
Yeah.
And then from there, I go out there and I try to, fulfill those two goals. So it doesn't really matter where you start. You can look in the merch hunter, the product search. You could spend 5 hours on Amazon like I was doing before. Just go out there and just, start small, do one shirt, and then, eventually you do 10 shirts. Because I'll sit down, I'll just find like 200 shirts in one sitting, and then, I'm done for a while. Then I fire them off to a designer, and I don't have to do much until I have to do it again.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was doing earlier. I was just sitting and I was going through, let me pull it up again so I can show you. When I was playing with the favorites today, I thought, you know what, I don't have a lot of time to make a shirt today, so I just typed in like runner or something like that, and I was pulling up shirts. No,
that's the keyword tool. I think
I'm looking in the wrong one. Merch Hunter, right?
Yeah.
So I did runner, and then I did like top 1,000 or over. I can't remember which one I clicked. But what I did was I was going through looking at. See, these look good, but I was looking for ones that didn't look amazing.
Yeah, so 100K and above, probably above there. You have less competition above 100K.
Yeah, and then I was saving because I'm like, oh, I don't have time to design right now, so I'm just kind of scrolling, looking, and if I see one, then I'm like, okay, this one's okay. Then I will stick it in my favorites. Then I have to come back up here and add it to my favorites, and then I put it with runners or running.
Right.
And that way, later when I have time, then I can come back, look at those ones, and I'm not having to think in the moment like, what am I going to design today? Okay, I saved some that I'm going to go, or I like this idea, but I wanted to make a spin on it or something like that.
Exactly. I mean, you do all your own designs, right? I'm pretty sure.
I do, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can use it that way, or you can use that because there's the download product list to download the image and everything else. Because I am not a designer at all. I just fire off to someone who is.
Wait, there's a download design. What? Oh, I see it. I see it. Okay. See, this is what I'm saying. There's so many things that I'm like, wait, there's a download product list?
Yeah, and then you have a bunch of different options because it's going to download like a CSV file. And you can decide, oh, do you want a title in there? Do you want the link to the shirt? Do you want the link to the image?
Oh, I see. And then I can like, okay.
And then you just hit download and it'll download the CSV to your computer.
Oh my gosh. That's what I was saying. I was telling you, I don't even know. There's so many things that I don't play around with. It does so much. Yeah.
It's about to do more. We're working on adding a few.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Hey, Jeremiah. Is Jeremiah saying, how much do you pay your designer per design?
Ooh, I'm cheap. I pay $4 a design. But here's the thing. I get a lot of crap for that. People are like, you're taking advantage of people. So one, I don't hire US-based designers. I'm hiring people from third world countries. And I'm giving them a lot of work. So I have one main guy and then a bunch of other people who've worked for me. He's from the Philippines. And he's making like 3 times his average national wage because he's got constant work for me. And he's super happy to do it. And he's really, really, really talented. So yeah, $4 a design. If you're interested in doing the same thing, I wrote a blog post about it. You can just copy and paste my description into Upwork. That's where I found them. And you'll have like 30 people applying.
Yeah.
You can just go
Don't give all the sugar away. I know Young is going to share some of your, because you were talking about this in Denver a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep. Nobody's going to buy that cow. But no, I was thinking, okay, because I had a really bad experience with designers. Or
yeah,
trying to hire
and Fiverr. Well,
Oh, God.
well, yeah, I was talking a little bit in Denver about this though, because I mean, my two things are: one, you ask a few questions, and two, you fire people as quickly as possible. Because
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people when they try to hire a designer, are like, okay, I need to get around this language barrier. I need to kind of teach them what to do. And I'm like, if you can't do this now, like I don't want to waste my time teaching you. Bye. Like there's 25 more people in line that
Yeah. Yeah.
can probably do a better job. So I just go through people as fast as possible until I find someone who's willing to do what I ask them.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that was my problem, was like, I'll just give him another chance. One more try.
And I'm like, nope, you're gone. Next.
Yeah. And then for the design that I couldn't end up uploading anyway.
the Vera one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't get that at first, and then you said, I'm like, that is one of my favorite shows of all time. I cannot believe Fox canceled it.
Look, there he is.
I love it. That's awesome. That's awesome.
That's my favorite. I love Jane. So I was like, I need a shirt that says Jane loves Vera. But anyway, all right. So I'm trying to decide. I guess I should stick with the chat ones. We're flying through time. So where can I get free clip art designs? I use open clip art, but you still have to be careful because sometimes people upload stuff that's not okay. Do you have any places that you use?
I don't design, so I'm gonna delegate that question to you.
Oh, okay. And I use another one called Graphic Stock, but it's not free. But I have a coupon, or it's a free 7-day trial or something like that. So you can use the link down below if you're interested. And then Jacob's asking, how many designers do you use?
I have 12 currently. I think I have
Wow.
around 12. I have one main guy, and he gets as much work as he can handle because my big thing is I want people to be reliable. And if people aren't reliable, then I usually get rid of them. So, I might have so many designers today. I might have a different number tomorrow. It just kind of all depends.
Maybe I need to learn how to do that.
If you have slots available and you're not filling them every day and you have money to pay them, I highly recommend it. It's the easiest way to scale.
Because I'm on the 4,000 tier, so I have plenty of space.
Oh, yeah.
I don't do 80 up like every day.
Yep.
Okay. Seeing if there's any more. Oh, okay. Somebody's asking about the API key thing.
There's no API keys required anymore. Took us a while to figure out how to do that, but one, we use our own databases now, so it's going to be a lot faster. There's generally no waiting 20 seconds per search. It's going to be like that.
Yeah.
And there's no setup, so you can just sign in and start using it.
Cool. Okay. Easy peasy. All right. So some of these we kind of already hit on. What are some of the most underused tools?
Underused, I would say probably the merch tracker. I mean, that's something that I wanted and that, it took us a while to develop, but essentially what that's going to do is going to allow you to track your own shirts. So the way I do this is I put them in the tracker. You can track keywords from there. So
okay.
What I'll usually do is I'll put a shirt in there. Let's say it's selling pretty well, but I'm trying to bump it up a position or two. I'll put a shirt in there, I'll watch it for a while. Then I might go in and I might change some bullet points and see kind of how that affects the shirt, BSR-wise or keyword-wise.
Okay, I don't have anything in there. So
right. So
definitely underused.
Yeah, it's something to play around with because you can put a shirt in there and it'll start tracking the BSR on the same graphs I showed you. But you can also click like a little down arrow. I think that's where we put it. A little down arrow in details. Yeah, it is. And you can put in a keyword. So, dog, and see what position you are on Amazon, and then you can go and you can change your bullet points and see kind of how that affects you over time. So that's one. And then I don't know, the listing optimizer doesn't get used too much. I think a lot of people don't use the keyword finder that we just went over. It's a great starting place if you have no idea kind of where to start. So probably those three.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, so there were some questions that got dropped in the Facebook group. Well, Paul was asking, as someone with very limited time, I've struggled to find consistent time to research and design. Do you have any tips to get research done quickly and methodically and design?
Well, there's a lot of different methods you can use. The one I usually do is I'll start with the merch hunter. I'll see what's selling. So like if I see a bunch of nurse shirts showing up, for example, I know, okay, maybe nurse shirts are popular, but I don't want to go for nurse shirts that everyone else is going for. So I'll look at their bullet points and I'll kind of niche down from there. So maybe I'll look at, nurse shirts that work in the nurses who work in the ER. Or I think something I saw the other day was it was a hospice nurse, and it said something about like, I'm a hospice nurse and here I am killing it. And I'm like, wow, that's inappropriate.
Oh, that's bad.
but you can start to niche down from a main topic, and then I kind of go and I niche down until I find shirts that one are selling and they're in like the BSR range I'm looking for. So generally, 100K and above.
Got it. Okay. Richard was asking about the when you change the keywords, how long before you see a difference after making the changes in the keywords?
For ranking in Amazon?
I think from the, what was it we were just talking about, the merch tracker?
Oh, the merch tracker? It depends. It kind of depends on how Amazon indexes your results and when it shows up. Generally within a week, I would say for sure you can tell if it's had any effect.
Okay, cool. And then Amber was asking, I think she asked this one again, what's the first thing you do when you see a design start selling well?
Flood it. Absolutely flood it.
And then how would you approach redoing the keywords for a design that hasn't sold yet?
So my girlfriend's actually currently going through this with the 90-day rule. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone's familiar with that. If you don't sell your shirt within 90 days, it gets yanked down. And it's the worst thing ever because then you are like, okay, now I have to find this design on my computer. But anyway, you re-upload the design. We are re-uploading all of them.
Yeah.
And I don't know what Amazon's doing currently, but we're finding that they sell like within the first week, the re-uploaded designs. But what we're doing is, let's just use nurse as an example again. Let's say the shirt says like, I love nurses. So we put the shirt up 90 days ago. It came down. You're like, okay, what do I use for keywords? I don't use, a lot of people are like, I'm going to save my keywords or bullet points and just upload the same thing. I'm like, why? It didn't work once. I'm not about to do that again. Yeah. So I'll go into the product search or something and I'll look up, I love nurses. I'll see what's selling right now and I'll pick out the keywords. I'll pick out the keywords from their bullet points and their title, and then I'll make my own, 2 bullet points, own title and own description based on the keywords they're using to rank.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's working. It's working incredibly well.
I just had like a brain explosion. Okay, so in that thing where you were just showing me how you could download in that thing where you showed me the thing.
In the thing, the key, the favorites.
Yeah.
The
Let
favorites?
me open it up because I'm a visual.
Okay.
So we're in the favorites.
Yeah.
So let's say that you've got some shirts of your own that are getting ready to come down. You could make a category and just put like my shirts, because some people like myself didn't save all of the keywords and things, even if I don't want to re-upload them exactly the same way. Once it's gone, you have no access to the keywords you used.
Right,
so
but we're not going to show you like the bullet points and such there.
No, it won't. It won't pull that down.
I don't think so. Let me
see. I thought it showed. Let me pull it up. Okay, let's say I'm gonna download.
Oh yeah. Okay. See, that's something I don't really use myself. I usually just send titles and links.
See, because it shows features, description. So I'm like, oh, I don't need these things, but like I need the words, right?
Right. So if you download those, I mean, I don't know if you have. You can open it up on your computer. Yeah, you must not have.
I have Google
Excel.
Whatchamadoodle. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, I won't make you go through all that. But I'm just thinking I could do that for my shirts, but also with, look, here it is. Can you see that? No, you can't. Okay. There's like everything opening.
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly what it does. I just
see that?
On another monitor. I can't see it on your screen. No.
Oh, hang on. Let me so you can see what I'm talking about. So yeah, like pull down this title, features, and all the keywords. But so I could save my own ones that are about to get pulled down, but I could also put higher selling ones in there.
Gotta see what they're doing.
Yeah, so when I'm recrafting my wordage that I have, okay. All right, that's all. I was just geeking out for a second. Okay.
Yeah, see, it's weird. We add things like that, and it's like normally I don't keep my own bullet points because I find that if they didn't work once, they're not going to work again. So I'll go out there and look. But that's not a bad idea to save your own bullet points, and then redo them based on what's currently selling.
Yeah, yeah. Because then I'm like, okay, I can mesh these two together and see how it works the next time around.
Right.
Because I put some work into my bullet points. I do my keywords. I mean, because I do my own design, so I know I'm not an amazing designer. I'm getting better, but I think that's been my success, is that I feel like I'm pretty good with keywords.
Yeah. Well, if anyone's watching this, like, put your 90-day rule designs back up. There's, I don't know why people don't. If you did the research first, you know there's a demand for that shirt. You just didn't get the keywords right the first time, which is fine. Just try again.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, most of mine I do, but however, I do put up a lot. Like, I'll make a bunch of different versions,
Right.
and see like which one's gonna sell, and then so that's the only time I'm like, well, maybe I'll leave those versions off.
That's fair enough.
Amber says, any thoughts on how to best dominate results in a niche?
A ton of different designs, and don't. I know a lot of people take their exact bullet points or their exact title and just put it on multiple shirts. Like, don't do that, because Amazon is an algorithm and they like unique, fresh content. So if you're going to dominate a niche, put a lot of different ones up, but don't mix up your titles, mix up your bullet points, keeping different but related keywords in there.
See, I use the same.
Yeah, see, well, because hold on, whoa, I don't want my computer to update. Stop. I come from like an affiliate marketing, like ranking in Google background sort of thing. You know, algorithms like fresh, unique content. They don't want to see the same thing over and over and over again, because why would they rank the same words 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Like, they won't. They want different results on the front page, right? Because different results are different options for customers. You essentially want to give customers different options, but all the keywords you include need to be around the same niche.
Okay, well, that's good. I mean, okay, I'll figure it out. So what if it's the same keywords, but they're just in a different order?
I'll do that, but I'll also try to include like a lot of different synonyms. I'll try to include those in there. This is another reason why I'll look at, you know, the Merch Hunter or the product search. I'll see what else is ranking, and I'll see what different kind of keywords are the top 10 using, right? Because they're going to be using different. The first shirt's probably going to be using different keywords than the 10th ranking shirt. So I kind of want to include all of them in different ways when I'm trying to flood a niche.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Well, that's good. I mean, that's the thing. I'm always learning something new. So,
good.
And that was one thing when I was listening to you in Denver. I was like, man, I've got a lot to learn still. You know, been at it for a while, but still. All right. Do you have anything else you want to share? I'm all out of questions.
Oh man, we just came out with a mobile app for Android. We are working. There's a few bugs we're working out on the iOS version, but we're going to release that. But it's free. Anyone can download it. Give it a try.
I have it. Yeah, I have the Apple.
Yeah, so does my girlfriend. But our goal is to launch the iOS version this week. That might get delayed till next week. We just have a few things we got to work out first, though.
Someone was asking about my account was suspended. Now my wife approved her account. Can I use our IP address, which I used while I had my account? I don't understand that.
Yes, I think you can. The only thing is you have to use a different social security number, and you have to use different banking information and name. So Amazon said that it doesn't matter like what IP you're logging, because I log into multiple accounts from the same IP address every day. Not an issue. They've said it's not an issue, so that shouldn't be a problem.
Cool. Okay. And I'm going to link your YouTube channel down below. Do you have a group, or just the blog is on Merch Informer?
Just the blog is on Merch Informer.
Okay. And I wanted to share because I drew the picture of you.
Yeah, I saw that. Oh my god.
Because I asked Neil, I was like, do you have a picture for the thumbnail? He's like, no. I was like, well, I'm drawing one then. And I'm not good. So here's the picture I drew. And I tried to draw me, but I couldn't draw me. Okay, so here's the one I did of me, and I didn't use it. I was like, it doesn't really know. But I think I did okay. There you are. Okay.
There I am.
Yeah, still. All right.
Perfect.
Well, thanks for coming over.
Of course.
If you guys later watching have any more questions for Neil or anything, leave a comment down below.
I'll probably pop back over and see what's been said so I can answer things.
Yeah. Oh, thanks for coming, Neil. I'm glad we've been trying to talk for about 1 billion months.
Oh, a while. Let's put that way, a while.
It's been a long time. Something always happens. So yay, we made it happen.
Perfect.
Okay, well, thanks for coming.
Of course.
And thanks, everybody.
See ya.